with something. Water may not even work because it is a grease fire.
Yeah, and we already used all the salt water in the alchemy jug.
Yeah.
Who has the 10-foot pole?
Not me. Not me.
I think it's just in the bag of holding. We took everything off of docks and I just shoved it all back in the bag.
I have an idea. So, do we have any like extra bedrolls or just a bedroll that we can just waste as of right now?
Extra one I had to give because it got destroyed.
So that's a no-go. No
It's a no.
bedrolls.
That's a no, unfortunately.
We could
Damn
borrow
it.
mine if you needed to. It's not like I need it.
Well, this is what I'm trying to think of. I'm trying to see if we consolidate the grease into one object so we can get like the surface of this area as clean as we can so it burns out faster and just like tuck that piece of whatever's burning in the corner so we don't really necessarily have to deal with it and that area is we can travel through. So
Huh. I've never thought of that. It sounds like it might work, assuming that, the grease is, what's the word? Pliable, I guess? That it's not
yeah,
tacky.
but that's why I thought like a sleeping bag or our little rolls would do good. I don't know.
Won't this problem kind of solve itself?
If we wait it out, sure.
Maybe not before the smoke. It might not before the smoke starts to get overwhelming.
We can just move back.
I motioned to him saying, "We need you over here."
Um. Okay. How hot does it does it feel?
It definitely feels hot. You would take damage running through it. You're not exactly sure how much that would be, obviously, considering that it's an inferno. It's hot, but yeah.
You're also
The only
yeah,
problem though,
and you're
the
in
only
solid
problem that
metal armor.
that's the real problem. The only real problem that you have going through it is there's still grease on the ground. So it could be a death trap if you tried to go in there. You think to yourself.
I'm just gonna run it across it.
Oh God.
Okay. All right.
I'm
All right.
And
moving
Go ahead.
out of the way.
Go ahead.
as soon as I get burned, what do I have to do?
Yeah, so as soon as you get burned, go ahead and just go ahead and make a dexterity saving throw first to see if you fall. So let's do this. So what's your speed again? 60?
Oh, is the grease still like gonna trip me?
Oh yeah, that's what I was saying. It's slippery. It's still slippery.
Okay, well that's awesome. That's even better for me because if I do trip in midair, I'm just gonna retreat into my shell and slide like a bowling ball down a lane.
Okay. All right. Yeah, that's fine. All right. So
Ooh,
go ahead. Let's see if
that's
you
a
get the momentum. Yeah.
that's a 5.
Okay. So yeah. So you slip like on the second square. It does have your speed. You're 60, right?
Yeah. And as soon as I take fire damage, as I'm using my reaction to cast absorb elements. I resistance to fire damage, and I also absorb it, and I can use it to
Okay. Yeah.
throw out
Yeah.
in a melee attack. But obviously, I have nothing to hit, so I'm just resisting it.
That's fine. Hold on one second. Ignore this roll. That's not the right roll.
As the fire would, it seems like it gets sucked up into my armor, and like my armor would, like in the
Yeah.
in
So you
the.
do take.
Sorry, go ahead.
You take 13 points of damage here.
So
The problem is you're prone though, and it's half speed. So but you have resistance obviously or whatever. So you don't actually necessarily take the
6.
13.
I take
Yeah,
6.
exactly.
Okay.
Exactly. And
And
then
then I will get up and keep moving. And did
yeah.
I slide any when I retreated into my shell?
You did, but you slid just your speed. So you actually slipped all the way back here. With your 5, you slipped all the way back here when you entered in. So you got to slip your speed, which is 30 in this case because it's half. And then you got up and you went to go
I
through it. So you're
must have been
going through.
confused. See, CO where I already was?
No, I'm where you're
No, no, no.
going.
Yeah,
Okay.
exactly. Exactly.
Okay.
No, you're in the right. You're in the right spot. Yeah, you're going towards CO. So you just have to stand up. You'll go ahead and make your dexterity saving throw to see if you slip. And I assume you're gonna do the same thing.
And I said the resistance carries.
Yep, it does. Yeah.
Absorb elements. Save me.
Did you make your dex saving throw?
I'm rolling it right now.
All right. It may not even matter to be honest, because I think you don't think.
14, which is
Yeah.
my spell save DC for Grease.
Okay, so yeah, you get up and you just have to make one more, so that's fine. So you just take so 9 divided by, so you take 4
4.
points. Yeah.
So 10 total.
Yep.
Which
All right,
so
you're on the other side.
my force field is gone again. Ow. Don't do that.
Why would you do that?
You say come here.
I didn't say come here right now. I said
He said he needed me.
it didn't mean you had to run through hell flames.
I pull out a stick of marshmallow and roast it over his head. Thanks, bud.
That's not funny. And also, I'm not on fire. My metal is just hot.
Hot enough to roast this marshmallow.
Hey, I still have absorb element stored up for a melee attack, right?
Yeah. So how long does
Uh,
I think it dissipates pretty quickly.
Yeah, one round. I'm touching
Yeah.
his. I'm flicking his marshmallow and putting all the fire I absorbed into that marshmallow. It's just gonna explode and just like
fine.
coat his face in a very hilarious manner.
All right. Yep. Yep. You can do that.
Oops.
Won't that be like molten hot?
No, it'll just be like a sticky marshmallow, like you put it in a microwave.
I just kind of like stare at him with a blank face and say, "Really?"
Oh, you look like a fluffernutter.
I
Tio will
bet you would
try
love to see a
not to
fluffernutter,
laugh.
wouldn't you?
I actually would like. That sounds like a good sandwich right now.
Sam, that sounds really good. Do you got any bread? We can just wipe it off my face real quick.
I don't have bread.
Fresh and hot, bud.
Tio will try not to laugh, but we'll probably start laughing.
If you guys want at this point, I mean, if there's, you can go ahead and attempt to do the flames, or we can let it go the duration and we can do the aftermath. What are you thinking?
Put more grease on top of the grease.
Terrible idea. We shouldn't do it.
I think we should tip Erastus on his back, kick him across it with a rope attached to him, let people get on top of him, and then pull it back.
Say no.
Well,
It's an idea, at least.
it's a concept.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
It's not a good concept, but it is a concept.
But you acknowledged it.
Don't you sneak past the flames? They can't burn you if they don't know you're there.
How am I going to sneak other people back?
Oh, that's the flaw in that plan.
You just want me to go over there, don't you?
They might want a sandwich. I guess we're waiting it out. We really don't have anything we can do.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
This smoke really doesn't bother me because we'll all encapsulate it, but for you folk, I can also hold my breath for an hour.
Yeah. All right.
Which
so
I'm
you
going to
do-
start
you-
to do right now.
It actually, so it takes around 20 minutes for this to finally die down. It takes another 5 minutes or so for the for the area to not be hot enough to like go through, because there's still like small remnants of the grease. But
when
uh,
grease caught on fire, it made the duration shorter.
yeah. So when it comes to, and by the way, the flames themselves, Erasmus, when you were going through them, you could tell there was something unnatural about it for sure. It wasn't actually as hot as you expected, but at the same time, it was very different, a different feeling than you expected. There was something going on with the flames. You would have known that passively. So as that goes through and starts to dissipate or whatever, the problem now is there is a huge amount of choking black smoke. It's not just in this area here. It goes all the way down to the door. It does mean that you have disadvantage on all perception checks. It means that anyone without low light visibility is not going to be able to see. Like you need to have low light visibility at this point to see. Otherwise, you're blind. You can see one square in front of you though. The smoke goes all the way back though. So when the scream catches up, all three of these doors, all the way up to this portion where you guys were currently in, you suspect is also smoky at this point. But it's just this area so far. So The smoke will eventually dissipate, but there's not any kind of ventilation where you're at, so it's going to be here for a little bit.
CO will call to the others and ask who can't see through the smoke.
I can guide him. It's okay. I can see. You guys can see?
You said anybody who has dark vision can see?
Oh, dark vision, the light vision can see. Yes.
Okay, then I can see.
Okay.
Yeah, I think
Let me
Mac
check.
was gonna be the only one who had a problem.
Max should be on the other side though, because
Yeah,
he was
he's with
fighting the
us.
thing.
Yeah, so either Purvin, Rassus, or I could guide him.
Where would it say you have dark vision at? Like, where does it see that?
It's in
Crystal
the
trait?
yeah.
I
Yeah.
actually don't have dark vision. Turtles
Well,
aren't
no,
meant
but
for the deep.
oh, interesting. I thought you had low light vision. I guess I'm wrong.
I don't know if low light vision is the same thing as dark vision. I'm meant for shallow waters.
That's fine. So anyway, the so if anyone with low light vision can see down this corridor, um, anyone that doesn't obviously can only see a square in front of them, and it's pretty bad and choking. Every now and then, everyone's going to have to make a Constitution saving throw, but it's nothing like extreme. Like even if you take the damage, it's nothing, because it's just smoke inhalation. Now, eventually, if you stay here long enough, and you'll know this at the first time, I'm just getting it out of the way. After the first time, it gets so bad that you can't breathe. If the smoke doesn't go away, it gets worse and worse and worse over time. But you have plenty of time. It won't kill you right away, is what I'm saying. So, but if the longer you stay in here, it could. Like if you stayed in here, for instance, if you slept in here, it might be deadly. So.
How are you guys doing with health? Mac actually told me he'd like to be healed a bit, so I'm going to do my preserve life. I have 25 points to spare, so I'm gonna give 10 of them to Mac. 15 points. Anybody else that going to Mac?
It's all good.
You can only heal someone up to half with that.
Ah, that's true. So I can't do Mac.
Otherwise,
yet.
I would take it.
Okay, no, you're right. I can't do Mac with that. I have to wait for him to go down, so forget that one.
Take more damage, Mac.
Forget. Yep.
Can I say something?
Yep.
So would prestidigitation help here?
It's too big of a it's too big of an area to do it all. You can try. You can definitely try to wind it out. And eventually, if you keep casting over and over and over again, it will make a difference. But for now, no. Like it's not going to be able to get everything out. But what you'd have to do is you'd have to prestidigitation. Like so, for instance, I'll give you an example. You can absolutely use prestidigitation for this, but this is what would end up happening if, let's say that you did prestidigitation, you went down this area. It only works to the point that it needs a way to get out, and it depends on. And right now, this looks sealed to you. Yes, the smoke could go through this crack in the door, but you don't know what's on the other side of it. So pushing it out works. The problem is that it just goes right back because it's volume and it has nowhere to go right now. If you could prestidigitation this into an area that did have a vent, absolutely, that would be easy. So, but you can keep pushing it away from you.
So instead, I'm going to cast Healing Word on Mac.
All right. Oh, as everything burns out, by the way, the remnants of what this guy has, he has a great sword that did not burn that has bones all over it. That great sword that he was hitting you with is there. His armor
It's
is
not
still
animal
there.
handling. What the hell?
Yeah, his
Hey.
his armor is still there as well. His armor is a mix of plate and bone, and that still exists. His corpse is charred to the bone, and looks pretty human to you. Like when you're sifting through it, if you go through it. Other than that, all of his other items were burnt, though.
I have no idea why I did that.
Chris,
You do need to make an investigation check though to go through it thoroughly.
Yeah.
What's up? Yep.
so
6,
a
5.
later thing in my class states that each of my boots, my helmet, my breastplate, and my gloves can count as separate like of my power armor can count as separate items for creating magical items. So does that mean that I could take my gloves off of my power armor and keep the rest of it on?
I don't. The answer is I have to look at it. I'm not sure.
Because this is what I want to do.
Yep.
Because based on the what's as written, if I were to separate the gloves part, like my chainmail shirt should seal around my forearms
Yep.
because my gloves are no longer there. Inversely, if I were to take my helmet off, my breastplate should seal around my neck. But that doesn't really matter to me. What I want to do is I want to take my helmet off and put it on Sio's head, and it should see if I keep using my power armor feature, it should seal around her head.
Right. The only
It's
thing that I would allow on that is that obviously it's not going to give her any kind of
no,
mechanical benefit,
no,
but
no.
it would allow her to maybe not be smoke inhaled. Yes.
Well, what I want to do is I want to take a cloth and use while holding my breath, use my tinkerer's tools, wet it down, and create kind of a jury-rigged breathable filter. Layer it inside of the mask, and then put that on her head, and it will seal around her.
Yeah, that's fine. That I would definitely allow. It just won't give her any kind of AC bonus. Yep.
Should I make a tinkerer's check?
Yeah, go ahead and make a tinker's check just to see how well you can actually get this set up.
I get to double my proficiency bonus.
Yep.
So 14.
Yeah, so not only are you able to do it, but you're able to do it in a way. So normally, so you know that your power armor, when you created it, was to your specifications, and you know that even though it has the ability to magically like seal in, it could possibly hurt her if you fucked up the calculation. But in this case, you did not, and so yeah, if she wants to put it on, she can. It's just not going to give her any AC bonus. It would only help her with smoke inhalation.
No, I dropped my AC down by 1 to compensate. I feel like that's only fair.
I mean, yeah, theoretically, I mean, I don't. It's not even that big of a deal to me. So you don't have to drop your AC. It's fine. It's all right.
Okay. Well, she now has the Erasmus helmet on, and it just like opens up like a kind of like this
Right.
fly
I am
trap
gonna.
thing, and just wraps around her head.
Yeah, I am gonna say that this is something that you can only do temporarily in the sense that
Yeah,
like.
this isn't
Yeah.
gonna last long.
Okay, that's fine then. Yep. Yeah, that works.
I have
Yep.
to put a certain amount of magic into it for it to exist away from me. It's kind of running on a battery.
Yeah.
So, and I can hold my breath for an hour, so I'm good, which I'm going to do now.
Okay. Perfect. All right. So, so you're still trying prestidigitation to like get it away from you as you breathe, I assume, but it's not doing a great job at making things more visible. But it is doing a little bit of a job for the whole party. Like every now and then, as you take a breath, if you guys start like timing this as best you can with the prestidigitation, you're gonna get an advantage on this because it's at least you get to breathe in seconds, like the air that doesn't have all the smoke particles in it. Other than that, you have a couple different options. You can go back the way you came, obviously, or you can press forward down this hallway. Um, does anybody else want to sift through the body? Because that's the only things that are obvious. Everything else is a charred mess.
I got a 13.
My
Okay.
past investigation is 18.
Right. So, do you want to investigate it, Erasmus?
Yeah, I'll assist with Pyravin. I'll
So,
investigate with Pyravin.
so Pirvin goes through and looks, and he doesn't find anything. But you actually see underneath all the ash, as you were putting your fingers through, you get lucky and you see that there's almost. It looks like a very small, folded, maybe 100 times piece of paper. But the thing that catches your eye is that it's not burnt. This paper isn't burnt. It's actually, when you touch it, it's waxy and almost like maybe leathery, but it's been folded hundreds of times to be very small.
Hundreds?
Probably hundreds. Yeah.
You fold a
And
piece of paper 26 times and it breaks through the stratosphere.
that's right. But this is impossibly small.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Well,
Meaning you can actually see the folds. That's what I'm trying to say. This is
okay.
unnatural because you can see the folds, and it looks like it's been folded an unnatural amount of
Oh,
times. Because you're absolutely right.
I
Yeah.
lied. My passive investigation is 21.
Yeah. Yeah. I thought it was over 20, but like
Yeah. Feats are broken. I will try to pick it up. If this is like the Infinity Book in the DC universe, it's gonna have infinite pages.
So you do pick it up, and it's much heavier than you expect it to be. And
I have a strength of 19 now, so
yep,
that helps.
yep. But it is much heavier than you expected it to be, and it's the size of it's basically almost a 2-inch by 2-inch cube of intricately folded papers, and you can't even tell like what the design was supposed to be. It is a small just cube of papers that have been folded in an impossible amount of time, but it's also waxy and almost like leathery. You can tell that this is unnatural. First of all, it's not burnt. Second of all, it's folded an impossible amount of times.
I'll show it to Pyravin with like a questioning glance, but since I'm still holding my breath, I can't talk.
That's right. Yep.
I just look at it in awe of like, what in the world is this?
I shrug.
I look
And
back
then
at
I'll
him,
just
look back at it, and I don't know what to do.
Yeah, me neither. I'll just put it in my pocket, and I will head back to the group with Pier.
Okay. All right. So you guys go back, and there's this long hallway to contend with. Now, here's the area. It's in this general area. You're not exactly sure what square, um, but when you go there, you'll go through it. Your dragon, by the way, is coughing quite a bit. It doesn't like this. It's surprisingly having problems with the smoke. But
Once Erasmus gives me his helmet, I'll thank him, and then I'll take the rag that Pierre had given me and I'll tie it around the pseudo dragon's head and see if
Yeah.
it will give him any relief.
Okay.
Can I make another Tinker's check to? I have some copper wire to kind of make a little, like kind of like mask thing around like the dragon's head and pinch it through that cloth and tie it around the back.
Yeah. Yeah, you're definitely an expert at this stuff, so go ahead. Yeah.
Anything that Gage can do in real life, I'm going to assume Erasmus can do.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. Like your whole life, you've been dealing with making things, so this is definitely in your wheelhouse.
Soft 20.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, this was difficult because it was small, and you didn't want to make it uncomfortable on top of that or whatever. But you seem to do a pretty good job. Everyone sees this, and you're actually pretty proud of yourself on this. So you are able to do this, and it does seem to help the pseudo dragon a bit.
I will just like look around and point to
Yeah,
anyone else
he
if
does
they
not
want
want
it.
to wear it in the beginning. He actually does not want to wear anything on his face or head at all.
Like giving
But
it,
Co,
like,
you're able to, you're able to convince him, and so he
like
tries
putting
it.
shoes on a dog.
Yeah, exactly.
Anyone else want one? That he's trying to like mime this by pointing at everyone.
Nope.
Good. We should check out this area up ahead. The pseudo
I
dragon
think getting
said
out of
there's
this is
something
the
up
best
there.
idea. Let's go.
Yeah.
I'll
Pseudo
take point
dragon
with
said
my.
something
I
about
start going down it.
Okay.
What did you say, What did you say, Miracle?
Pseudo dragon say something about triangles.
Yes, the dragon said that there are small. He could see now that they're not visible at all, but he could see these small, tiny triangles, and somewhere around these 4 squares, they go all the way up and over in like in circumference. Things they're like 1 inch, and they're just tiny little triangles. And he can see them because they glow to him. So, all right. So, Greta, you start walking down.
I just go
Um,
like, yeah, a little bit. Come on, guys, let's go.
Yep.
That's about as far as I'm
Who f-
going. With
That's
Toby.
fine. Who?
Yeah.
Yeah, perfect. Who follows Greta?
I'll follow and I'll check for
Yes,
traps.
Okay.
Seal
Yep.
will follow close to Pierre then so she can relay what the dragon is saying.
Yeah, Pan's gonna
Yep.
follow as well.
Perfect. Okay.
I was gonna say or ask
We'll follow.
Theo if point out where the dragon said he triangles.
It's a little
Yeah,
hard to hear
you're
you.
really low for me, by the way. But say it again.
I was gonna ask Theo if she can have
Or if
point
anyone
out
heard
where
her.
the
What did she say?
She's
She's
talking right now.
asking if I can. Yeah, I can kind of hear.
Yeah,
I was
she's
gonna-
low. She's low for. She's very low for me too.
I was gonna ask
There you go.
if Theo could have the dragon point out where the triangles were, because
Yep.
I
Yeah.
actually have dispel magic, so I don't know.
Yeah. Right. So if you guys, as you start to go closer and closer to those squares, if that's the plan, Erasmus, are you? So here's the other thing: to use your passive investigation, you have to be touching shit.
Well,
So
that's fine. I still have an 18 passive perception.
okay. All right. So okay, that's fine. So that's what I wanted to make sure of. All right. So once you get to this square here, which is still Erasmus, I'm going to put your model there so we can see it. Once Erasmus gets to here, he's not in front, but once Erasmus gets to here, he stops everyone immediately because he notices that and by the way, there's not any kind we're still not where the squares are, but he
I
notices
squeak.
yeah, he notices that this set of tiles here, he's probably hitched with some kind of pressure plate or something. He can actually see the springs through the cracks, which is pretty amazing considering that there's smoke and everything going on. Oh, actually, but wait. I'm so sorry. Erasmus, the only thing is that shit, I fucked that up, but you don't have any kind of way to see through the smoke.
Well, won't I
Uh,
see within 5 feet when I get within 5 feet of them?
Yeah, that'll be too late though. Fuck. It's okay. We'll say that for now, and then from here on out, if there's anything else, um, that yeah, you'll have to do something to like because that I need to look at that rule anyway. It's very interesting what happens to all your passives. For instance, when you're like obscured, obviously you can't have them or anything like that. That's kind of nonsense. So I'll have to look into that and figure something out for it. But for now, it's fine. So we'll go through that.
Yeah, I'm trying to see if I
I
do
think the
have it.
official rule. I think the official rule is that you actually do not get to use passives once you're in this state, but it's okay. But I'll look at it later. But anyway, so
Could I have Bimmy flap his wings on top of my head to beat the smoke back?
it's just not enough. That's the problem. It's even with prestidigitation, it's not enough because the smoke is still billowing with nowhere to go. So
Can
the
the pseu-
visibility is the real issue. Yeah.
can the pseudo dragon still see the triangles glowing because it's
Yes.
magic?
Yeah,
Okay.
it absolutely can, and it's still further up. That's what I was saying. This is something that he would have noticed with his passive if there was no smoke or whatever. This is
Smith,
my bad. I kind of fucked this up a bit, but
no,
that's okay.
question.
Yeah. Yep.
Smith's tools includes a set of billows.
Yep.
I take out my billows and I start pumping those fuckers like right in front of my chest, trying to push back the smoke.
You totally can. The problem is that the smoke is just volume, and in this case, everything's sealed, and except for like you don't know what's beyond here because there's a crack here. But the problem is it's just not going anywhere. So even
I'm,
when you do that, it still comes back. Like
I'm just
all
trying to clear the air in like a 10-foot line in front of me a little bit.
Yeah. You can do it in like a 5 foot, like you can do it within a 5 foot square. So we'll say that. The problem here is that what's actually happened is Erasmus, you were back here. So by the time you see anything, we already have Gretna, we already have all these people. So but it's okay for now. Like I said, I messed that up anyway. So if something happens again though, if you want to be the person that's looking for this shit, you have to be up front and you'll have to be the one like taking the thing of it. But for now, he does alert everyone, and he can see the springs. It's the square here once it catches up, the one that my little cursor's on with the light.
I think I could try and trigger it with a slingshot. I'm asking the group.
I can't talk. I'm holding my breath still.
Mm-hmm.
It's worth a try. If that doesn't work, I can try and use thaumaturgy.
Pushing it might be a bad idea, though.
Yeah. Then what are we gonna do? Just stand here?
Can't we jump over it?
You could. I'm sorry. What?
Can't we jump over it?
We've got to find out where the ask the dragon.
Oh, well, for the pressure plates,
I was talking about the
Yep.
pressure plate.
yeah,
Can't we
Seal will turn
jump
to
over them?
Erastus. Yeah, Erastus, how many pressure plates? Hold up fingers.
He shows
Chris.
you two. He shows you two.
Two,
Two pressure plates right
one-
here where the thing is going.
Okay.
Yeah.
Side by side?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, we could jump over it.
We could try. but I feel as though triggering it might be a better idea in case one of us slips and falls. Don't want another intro to the cave to happen again.
Well, the only person who might have an issue with jumping over it is Erasmus, and let me recheck, but if I remember, I also have the fly spell equipped now, and I can just make it where he can fly over it.
Oh wait, I have gauntlets now. I can totally jump that shit.
But
I'm not built for jumping. In case you noticed.
okay, right now I can give you the fly spell if freaking Erasmus can't. Or can now.
Flying dwarfs. What'll they think of next?
But still, jumping might be the best. I
Hi.
don't know. Because what if it ends up being a really bad trap? Then what?
I mean, it could be, but that's a risk we have to take. We cannot stay here. We have to make decisions.
As everyone's deciding, I'm trying to look at Domaturgy. I don't know if it'll actually end up doing anything because
I can make it easy. Spell thaumaturgy. Here you go. There's the information in Discord.
yeah, I'm gonna try and use Domaturgy to rattle the ground gently and see if that will just set off the trap.
Okay. All right. So you do use Thaumaturgy to rattle the ground. Surprisingly, that does not set off the trap. As a matter of fact, these barely move at all. As if they've got like suspension stuff underneath it. This must be a very complicated trap. Probably you can. So Erasmus, as you're watching it, you can tell that it's probably weight related.
I'm gonna tell them to step to the side and like walk back and like mime like I'm getting ready to like run and jump.
Erasmus, why do that instead of just throw the armor from the skeletal knight on it instead? If it destroys that,
He taps his wrist and like points at his like throat.
d-
I'm breathing. What?
Is there any downside to holding like to breathing? I thought it was more inhibitive. That's why I've been holding my breath.
No. There is a downside to breathing, but no one's had to make a Constitution saving throw yet.
There is a downside to breathing.
Yes, there is a
That's the
downside to
quote of the
breathing the
night.
smoke. There is a downside into breathing the smoke, but we don't know what that is yet. It's not so bad that someone like thinks their lungs are like acidically burning out or anything like that. It seems like it's normal smoke inhalation problems so far to everyone. So they're coughing. People are still coughing and everything, but it's mitigated a bit because again the presentation is going, but also you have the billows and some people have like, so it's nothing bad so far, but doesn't mean that there won't be. You have no idea. There's a lot of smoke in here.
Okay. Um. Well then.
I'm gonna try to
I
disarm the
will.
trap.
Yeah, I will help. That's what I was about to say. I'll help him, and I'm also gonna give
Okay.
resistance. I'm gonna give him resistance. Sets a D4 to a saving throw.
Absolutely.
yeah,
So
I'll give
so
a
Peregrine, you wanna try to disable it? Okay.
Sure, you want me to roll
Yep.
sleight of hand?
Yes, definitely roll sleight of hand.
You have
And
advantage.
Erasmus, you're gonna help. Yep. So you're up
Can I
there
give
with them.
him-
Yep.
Can he give
16.
guidance as well?
Yep. You can absolutely do guidance. Yeah. Now,
So it's a D4 to it.
yeah. Yeah. Yep.
And that's a 4.
20.
All right. So this was very hard actually. So this was not an easy one, and you barely get it. What you had to do, Pirivin, is you couldn't just sever the springs, and you couldn't just go through and jam things in like you had previously. This was way more complicated. There were counter springs and counterweights underneath the actual slabs of rock. Worse, to even get them open to lift this enough, you had to go through and carefully shimmy these little. There were these little pins that were basically like keeping everything down. So long story short, this took you to do this. Piravin's able to do this. It's going to take him around like 10 minutes or so. If we're everyone's consenting to the time, he is able to disarm it. It's just taken a lot. This was a very hard trap to disarm. Piravin, once it's
Yeah.
disarmed, by the way, and you can see this too, Erastus, you can see somewhat of the mechanism underneath. There's hinges that look like they could essentially make this entire like hallway move, shift, fall in some way. It's pretty elaborate underneath. You're not exactly sure.
Can I?
What's,
What
yeah.
what I want to get? Can I recover any gears, springs, anything like that from here?
Yes. Yeah. So now that it's disarmed, and since Piravin was able to do it pretty well, you absolutely can. So if you want to, there are 4 really large copper coils underneath each one of these. It's going to take time though. That's the only thing is you're going to have to actually like sever and go through it. And then there's also a bunch of small little pins. The pins look like they're made out of some kind of metal that isn't necessarily steel though. It could even be silver. You're not exactly sure, but
Pins
it'll
and
just take another
miscellaneous
10
pins
minutes.
and gears.
Yeah, it'll just take another 10 minutes or so, but you can do that. Yep.
While they're doing that, Sio will take the billows and she will just put them on the floor and step on them to try and usher some of the smoke
Yep.
back down the hall and away from the group since we have to take so much time.
Yeah, I'll create
Okay.
Barry. I'll
Yep.
create my mage hand Barry, and he'll go and help her
Okay. Yep.
work the billows.
All right. So after around 20 minutes, you guys were able to do this. This area is now disarmed, so you can keep going. The dragon CO nudges to you and says that those little things are right here. They're 2 squares up, 10 feet. So these 2 squares, this is the square where the trap was, the first 5 feet.
Yeah.
There's 10 feet of nothing, and then now there's these triangles. The
Okay.
triangles are
And the
right here. Yeah.
5 feet across as well.
Yeah, 2 exactly. 5 feet across with 2 different slabs. That's exactly right.
Then she'll be sure to elaborate that to the group that after the panels that have been dismantled, it's 10 feet. And then, just like the panels, 2 spaces of stone across, but it looks like the triangles are on the floor and the walls. So, there's that to deal with.
Erastus just shrugs and like waves his hand like frantically.
Are you
Am I in the
saying
process
anything?
of working on this?
We can skip ahead. We can skip ahead so that you've already done it. So that's fine. So it's already disarmed and you have the springs now.
Now is it just the area in front of me, like that 5-foot square?
Exactly. This is now a safe square. So these 2 squares are safe right in front of you. You could even step on them if you want to. And I brought the stream back. It'll catch up, but these areas are safe now. Now, if you go 15 feet, you'll be right smack into the.
I will
what the
be right
stream
back.
is. Yep.
I don't know. Someone should investigate it so we don't do anything.
Yep.
Okay. Do you guys want me to try dispel magic?
Sure.
I think it's worth it.
Yep. All right.
Okay.
All right. Go ahead and make your roll for dispel magic.
Oh yeah, it doesn't roll it. Okay, so.
Yep.
Okay, make ability check ego spell casting ability. I think that's I had to recheck it because hopefully I don't get kicked from Discord because that's all it's been doing every time I go check.
Yep. When you were rolling Dispel, Henri, how were you rolling Dispel Magic? Because I think Henri has rolled Dispel Magic in Arbury before. Amanda.
Usually I fail it, but I just roll a d20 and then I add my spell mod.
Oh, gotcha. Okay. Yep.
Nice, that's a D20 plus 3.
Yep.
I give her guidance.
Okay.
I don't know if that would help,
Uh,
but
to be honest, I don't actually no, because it's a spell though. It's a spell.
yeah,
not
that's
a-
what I didn't think it would, but at the same time, I was like, she's rolling for it.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's
No,
a
in this
fif-
case.
That's a 15.
All right. It does not go off, unfortunately. You tried to spell it, but it doesn't work. It's too powerful.
Okay.
Yeah, it's too powerful.
I tried.
Yeah. That does
Um,
mean that this is powerful magic. You know that now.
The
This is very
legacy of
powerful
wizards
magic.
failing at dispel magic continues.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah, I will tell you
Yeah.
this because you were so close. You get the impression that if you had, if it was just a little bit stronger, it would have dispelled. But in this case, it didn't work.
I don't.
Yeah.
I mean, I can try again, but that's my last 3rd level spell.
Yep.
I only have
Well-
one more try.
if you want, Sia will try and inspect the runes. She's by no means an expert, but she's picked up on a little magic from everyone thus
Yep.
far.
Yeah,
Well,
we could
this,
do
I mean, you
Arcana
could
check.
do an Arcana check. These are actually, in this case, it's not runes. It's just these. And by the way, they're invisible. But if you see through the dragon's eyes, that they're these little tiny triangles. And they're actually like pyramid shaped. So these are like, I'm sorry, when I say triangles, I don't mean triangles over the floor. I mean they're literally like 3-dimensional pyramids that are small little triangles all over the thing. But you can do an Arcana check is through like you can do your Arcana check if you use the pseudo dragon to see through its eyes. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I will do that.
Okay.
It was only a 14,
Okay.
sadly.
So the only thing that you think you're sure of is this is definitely some kind of magical trap. You just don't know what kind or how it works. But it is a magical trap. It is something that you could jump like as long as you clear the area, it's okay. If you to activate, you need to like interact with those triangles.
Chris, I just
Okay.
texted you.
Okay. Here, let's see. Sorry. Let's see.
No, I just
So
I always hope that you
check.
notice without me saying anything, and then it's like, nope.
So we could jump over this. If we really wanted to try.
Yeah.
Are we
that's
dead
what
yet?
I'm worried about. No, not yet.
Okay, give it a minute.
Yes, we all died.
I left for one phone call, and you guys just take it off the rails.
You gotta party hard.
I failed on dispelling it.
Yeah.
So do we know what that thing does? Do we have any ideas?
I tried it. I only know it's a magical trap.
Yeah, see it in our Arcana check, and she's pretty certain it's a magical trap. She thinks it can be jumped over though, like you have to actually interact with the triangles. But
Could I roll an Arcana to using that knowledge to determine the trigger?
yeah, yeah, yep,
Guidance. Guidance.
yep.
That's gonna be an 18, good sir.
Okay. So the actual the actual triangles are physical items on another plane, and they and that's what triggered. You just have to occupy this. So basically, you just have to walk into it. So any time that you can like displace them, you could also take like a sword, a hammer, like anything like that, and throw it down. Anything that's substantial enough, though. Like it's gonna have to hit a couple triangles. They will disturb the triangles in the other plane. It'll go off. That's what you'll.
So
yeah.
it's kind of like magical mines, like underwater
Exact-
mines, where if you touch them, they just blow up.
Well, that the only thing that you don't know is the effect, but you're pretty sure that it's some kind of magical damage. You don't know if these things will blow up,
Alright.
unfortunately, with an 18, but you do know that whatever happens, these are the triggers. Whatever's going to happen will go off. It's probably not good since it is a trap.
We could go back around the corner and I can send Unseen Servant into it.
He could drop things on it at least.
Yep.
That's not a bad idea.
Okay.
Oh, that's
Unseen
actually
Servant
really
has a weight,
Yep.
so it can step onto it.
Yep.
And they can figure it out.
Is that what you guys want to do?
That sounds like the best idea so far.
That seems like the only idea so far.
Alright.
Wait, so it's
But
ice
Better than jumping over it.
It's
every
the
time
best by default.
I feel so bad every time I've used Unseen Servant. It's always for it to die.
All right.
Welcome to the prime
Yeah.
material. Go kill yourself.
All right. So you cast it. You explain. You go through and give it the command. It does walk down here until it gets to those triangles, and unnaturally, this entire area here juts down instantly into a ramp. So now, and I'll put a marker on here.
Huh?
It actually the whole thing falls. So here's what happens. Let me get you the marker.
Glad we weren't there.
Oops. Sorry, hold on 1 second. We'll just use this as a marker for now. So this is where it starts. And what ends up happening is the entire thing juts down into an impossibly like sloping ramp. This entire area literally bends, but it bends magically because normally if it were to bend, this is solid rock. So normally if it were to bend, it'd have to break, there'd be a crevice, but not in this case. The actual thing bends like rubber, goes all the way down. This opens up here. This door opens up and the wall here vanishes. So it's just a door now going through it. And you guys can see what looked like, I just can't model it. It's green fire on the other end. So now there's like a ramp that runs right into green fire right here. And that's what apparently it did to trigger it. This is on like a 20-degree angle. It's pretty bad. So it's going to be like slippery, almost as if you need to climb down to go through that. It's pretty awful.
Okay, so we weren't supposed to go down that hallway.
Yep. The one thing, the one thing that you'll be able to see, Erasmus, when you get up with your passive perception of 18, is there is a small item over the flames. You're not sure what it is yet until you get closer, but there is a small item there.
If someone wants to fly,
You
I
get one of
can
the
have
birds to
someone
do it.
fly over there.
What's the distance between where we are, where it falls off, and the end of the corner?
Oh, it's long. Hold on. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So 60 feet from where it starts to fall, and then when it falls, 1, 2, 3. 100 feet. It's over 100 feet. So it's actually 160 feet to the pit.
Baby, go.
Yep. Okay. So Bimmy does start to fly down, and go through. Does anybody else want to do anything while Bimmy's flying?
No, that saved me a spell slot. So
Because now,
Okay.
now that with my infusions, even if he for some reason breaks, I can just make him again.
Okay. So Bimmy flies over and
That's not permission to kill him, Chris. That's not permission to kill him.
yeah. Bimmy flies over and he sees that there's a roaring pit of green fire. Unfortunately, I can't model green fire, but it's a roaring, unnatural, unholy pit of green fire. But over this, floating in the air, is a small deck of cards. They're nondescript, but they're there. And yeah.
The Bimmy can't talk and he can't telepathically communicate, but what he can do, and what I've done before, if you recall, is he flies back and extends his wing out, and he can reproduce like a still, like something he saw, like
Right.
a still.
Exactly. Yep.
So I'm gonna pick with his intelligence. He's gonna probably pick that what he saw as the deck of cards, so we can get a closer look on them, and he'll fly back and show us what it was.
Yep.
Can we all make like identification checks?
You can make a perception check. You just can't make an Arcana check this far away.
Perception check.
Yeah,
Does
yeah.
my passive of 18 give me anything?
Yeah, I mean the only thing is you can tell that there's 22 cards within the deck, but the deck is floating,
Oh.
and you can't see any. You can't actually even see the bottom of it, unless
I'm
Bemmy
not
tries
sure
to. Try and
I'm not sure we want this.
Yep.
I got a dirty 20 for a perception check.
Yeah, the only other thing that you notice is that the cards themselves are actually, when you're looking at the top of the cards, you actually notice that they don't look like they're necessarily paper, meaning that there's something weird about them. But they're definitely, yeah.
Do they look like they were just suspended in midair?
Oh yeah, they're definitely suspended in midair. They're absolutely suspended in midair. They're floating above this fire. Yep.
That's
That's
concerning.
yes.
So, Chris, I
Yep.
have a question.
Yep. But there are 22
you're-
cards in the deck. Yep.
So you're saying that okay, so it's over 100 feet from where it starts sloping, you said.
So sorry. So where it starts sloping, is 60 or so feet. But once it starts sloping, it's well over 100. It's actually 160 feet of slope all the way down.
Slope.
I have an idea.
Yep.
Okay, guys. Since I still do have my familiar, since it never died again.
Yep.
Um,
Yep.
In this episode of Miracle tries to kill her pets.
no. And since
Gretna's starting to look
have-
worried.
I also have fly as a spell.
Do
You
it.
can tie a rope to me, and at the point it starts sloping, before I go onto it, I can test if the spell will allow me to fly. And I can fly 60 feet closer and have the bird go the 100 feet, grab it, and come back.
You can fly. Why don't you just grab it?
I don't know if it's gonna kill me. No.
Well, I don't want him to die either.
So you'd rather have me risk my life than the bird that can come back whenever.
Or we could just not risk getting the auspicious deck. And
Yeah,
wasn't that a part of
Yeah.
Sirac's curse anyway? Shun green if you can, but dark colors are for those of great valor, something like that.
So it is green.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Oh,
What if green is like greed? What if they keep dangling all these things in front of us, hoping that we try to jump on them and grab the carrot, and then he hits us with a big fucking stick.
That's an idea.
Because that seems pretty fucking like ominous for something that we don't know what it is.
Yeah, I agree. And besides, I think we should try and move as quickly as possible. The smoke could still do something yet. And besides, I think we're actually making headway in this whole riddle thing. It says 2 pits along the way will be found to lead to a fortuitous fall, so check the wall. And there's the wall, I'd imagine.
This doesn't seem like a fortuitous fall. This seems like a very perilous fall.
Yeah, no, it probably is. But it says so check the wall.
Right, check the wall. Maybe there's a different way.
Chris, with my past investigation, I'd like to start examining the wall.
Yeah. So you want to start examining the wall where we're at, right here,
Yeah,
or
like
down?
like all the walls in a very safe, like in areas that I consider to be safe, like areas I know are safe, areas we've already traveled.
Yep.
Those.
Can I help?
You can, but let's go through. Like, if you wanna just stand next to him and you guys want to both check wall, like for traps or for any secret buttons or anything like that, you absolutely can do this. Let's start this way though. Do you want to? Are you doing like where the stream is caught up so far? Do you want to do this wall here first, all the way up to the slope? Is that the idea?
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Well, outboard. I want to search outboard first.
Okay.
So the other side. Start on the other side.
Yeah. Okay. Gotcha. All right. So, this is going to take them a little bit, but you absolutely can do this like one by one to go through. You don't have to roll, obviously. And as they're doing that, does anyone else want to do anything?
I'll assist by giving guidance to whoever's looking at the walls.
Okay. All right.
What kind of check is it to look at the walls?
Investigation. It's an investigation check.
Hmm.
Brick wall check.
And I'll help Gretna.
Yeah. I'll check
Okay.
some walls. Why not?
All right. So, as you go through and start checking these walls, the first wall, there's absolutely nothing here up to this point. Where would you like to go next, Erasmus?
I will check the other side then.
Yep. So as Erasmus goes through and you guys are all going through and helping, once you're here, Erasmus, there is a very, very small tiny pebble that's most definitely a button in this area
Secret
here.
door, secret door, secret door, secret door, secret door, and I press the button.
All right. So you do press the button, and what ends up happening is immediately where the ramp was set up, everything completely resets on it. It's now fully like straightforward.
Shit. Was not.
Does the pressure plate part reset also because he took the coils out?
So it doesn't seem like that. No, it doesn't seem like the pressure plate has done anything. You have no idea about the magic spikes, but the pressure plate, no, is not reset. This is literally just the huge ramp on the floor.
Okay.
Everything you guys hear it too. It's pretty massive. Like the whole thing just comes right up as if it was reset.
Is there anywhere else we can go? Like, there's not a lot of options for us. It seems like we can go back the way we came, which kind of leads into that cathedral, but it kind of looks like we're at a dead end.
It is exactly as it appears.
I'm just making sure I'm not missing anything.
No. You are 100% right. If you go all the way back, you're going back into the cathedral. Yep.
Could I go back into the? There's no danger in the rooms with all the doors, right?
The only thing that's slightly dangerous in the room, things with all the doors, is that now on top there's still that black
Gravity.
mass. Yeah, the black gravity mass. Yeah, here. But
Yeah, but we kind of determined that I was a little bit too weighty to really be affected by that unless I walked
Yep.
into it.
Yep.
Okay.
So where would you like to look? I guess.
I will. I'm good for an hour of holding my breath. I'm searching as much as possible, and I'm going to suggest everyone do the same. There's got to be something here we're missing.
Okay.
Wait, what makes you say that?
We're at a dead end.
Everyone go ahead and roll. Everyone go ahead and roll investigation if you're going to do that, but just roll once. This is going to be the roll for the entire thing.
I rolled a nat 20.
Oh,
I'm taking my passive of 21.
Yeah, that's fine. Yep.
I got a dirty 20.
We're
Okay.
rolling very well.
All right. So what you guys find after only 10 minutes of looking is that there is another on this side of the double door thing here. There is another small button. It's right like on this wall here.
Okay.
Who wants to
Right there.
touch it? Shit.
Yep.
who wants to push it?
Ooh, let me.
Okay, so Erastus pushes it, and this is what ends up happening. Oh god, here, hold on 1 second.
Erastus is the guy that always wants to push the button in the elevator.
All right, Erastus. So you fall. You only fall 15 feet, but so immediately what ends up happening is, and you guys, it's so quick you can't even see it. Go ahead and make a dexterity saving throw to see if you take half damage, but you do fall down this corridor. It shifts. The whole thing shifts into the wall impossibly fast. You don't even have time to like. It's a huge surprise, but you did
And I
fall
don't.
into a pit.
I
that
don't have. I don't have Featherfall prepared anymore.
Yeah.
Could I cast resistance on myself as I fall?
No, you wouldn't have time. But go ahead and do a dexterity saving throw because you might be able to catch the edge. You might be able to catch the edge. You might be able to take that damage.
18.
All right, so Erastus does catch the edge. So you catch the edge immediately as this goes through, and you're hanging there. Erastus, you can tell from your passive investigation that this wall is illusionary. It's not real.
Wait, what wall?
It's wavy. This wall right here is illusionary. It's not actually a real wall. It's waving, and
My
it's not a great illusion anyway. Yeah.
my little feet are kicking as I'm like dangling.
But yeah, he's right here, like going through it. But you guys all see this. It's like impossibly fast.
And now that I'm holding on to it, I have to be like my feet have to be less than 10 feet above the ground, right?
Yes. Yeah, you can just drop down. You can drop down.
Yeah, I just look at them and just like squeak and let go. And there's based on the rules of physics, there has to be no smoke down here.
There's no smoke down there for now. Yeah. Now that doesn't mean that it'll stay that way necessarily, but for now there's no smoke.
No, it will osmosis down here, but well actually if that really moved as fast as it did, it probably created a good low pressure wave.
It did.
Cleared
It
out
did
the smoke.
create not through the whole area, but it did clear out some of it. Yeah. Let's see here.
Theo, seeing Erastus drop to God knows where, will absolutely run up to the pit's edge and make sure he's not dead.
Yeah. Oh, God, this thing sucks. Okay.
Come down here, it's cool.
All right.
I guess we'll go.
All right.
I found a fake wall.
Yep. So Erastus does find a fake wall, and once you put your hand through it, it displaces anyway, so you can see through it now. And this is kind of what you can see so far. I don't think Henri, you didn't see any of this either, right? This is not. You don't remember any of this, right?
It doesn't look familiar now.
Okay.
Even this hallway, though, I don't
That's
recognize
right,
this
yep.
hallway.
Did they never come here?
No, that they did. It's just that Henri wasn't actually in yet, and this and I shouldn't say that because you guys are in a different area of where they came, but they did kind of go through this area. Like they definitely dropped through this part and they went over on the other side. But anyway, so
Imagine
Yeah,
how long
no.
it took.
If they went to this area, then it was before I joined the group.
it was. Yeah.
I'll be right back.
Okay. All right. So everyone can see this now too. So yeah, there's much more dungeon, obviously. Yep.
There's more dragon for this dungeon.
Yep.
Okay. I will go back to the pit and I will help catch people as they come down, so that they can like lower down and stand on my shoulders when they're dangling, and then I'll help them get down.
Yep.
My dog's acting up.
No worries.
He yells. We have automatic sprinklers that come on at the same time every night, and every night he tries to fight them.
Yep.
Dogs are idiots sometimes.
Please don't call our child an idiot.
He is. He yells at water.
He's a scaredy boy. He's not stupid. He's just big scaredy.
Fear is irrational.
Does Erastus Brittleback?
Yeah. He know what he talking about. So is anyone coming down here?
I think
Um,
everyone
it-
did.
yeah, Seal
Yeah,
will
everyone
down.
goes down, I believe. Yeah.
Okay. So, what do we see?
All right. So, this is what you see in front of you here. Let me get you the right thing. So, there seem to be two different ways to go. There's some kind of corridor off into the left, and then straight ahead of you, there's a stairway that goes down and goes up there. However, this stairway here, I couldn't model it, but this stairway actually has like a royal red kind of carpet um with golden accents going all the way down it, and then it travels off this way.
I see. Would my perception give me anything unusual? Anything stand out to me as
It doesn't.
overtly threatening?
No, it doesn't look like anything's trapped yet or anything like that. It just obviously it's out of place that there's this, red carpet with golden accents. It's one of the nicest things you've seen in the tomb so far, and it's strange. But it's not. It doesn't look like it's a trap by any means. It just seems out of place.
Okay.
Does the pseudo dragon notice anything out of place?
No, nothing's glowing right now. Nothing is glowing.
Okay.
Go forward, peek around the left-hand corner.
Yeah, I'll go with Pyravin and keep watch 6.
Okay. Right.
I'll follow.
All right. So, all right. So if you peek around the left-hand corner, this is what you end up seeing. You see that this looks more traditional, like dungeon Tomb of Horrors. It does look like, I mean, right now it's just nondescript stone. It does sneak off and go over to the right. You can see that there's a more of a quarter to the right. Do you want to advance forward, Pyravin?
No, I want to check the opposite direction now.
All right. So as you go through and look down here, um, there is what looks like this is actually closed. There is another doorway. This doorway is encapsulated, though. You can even see it as you're going through it. It's encapsulated in all gold. These are two solid gold doorways, and they hold and the carpet goes all the way into here. Pyravin, what you also see is a bunch of tiny nozzles all across this wall here and all across this wall here. There must be maybe 100 little nozzles, and they're of a shiny, like they're only a couple millimeters around. So they at first you were like, oh, there's these needles, but no, they're nozzles. They're definitely nozzles. You can see
From
it's like,
top to bottom.
yeah, from top to bottom. It's like they're yeah, it's and they're jutting out slightly, but that's it.
Okay, I'm gonna show Erastus and point to him and say, those probably aren't good.
Yeah, Erastus, if you're down there and looking through it, with your perception, you can actually see where there is the trigger. It's these two here. There's a trigger. These two tiles have some kind of like weighted trigger on them.
And we see the nozzles in front of us.
Yeah, yeah, the nozzles are out in the open.
Okay, hold on a second. Let me see what I have in my tool, my endless bag of tools to deal with this.
Yep.
I do have glue. I did buy glue before you came in here. I would like to take my glue
Yep.
and start putting it in the nozzles.
And I'll do the same with my burnt marshmallow on my face.
I don't know if that's gonna work the same, but okay.
Yeah. Yeah, and you wouldn't. So there's almost 100 of these. You do. It is going to take like all your glue. If you want to do this, you can do
Yeah,
it, but it's going to
yeah.
take every
I'll,
bit of your glue to do it.
I'll do it, and I'll have Pyravin help me, and I will have my mage hand help me, and we're all gonna just go through and put
All right.
glue in all these nozzles to seal
Yeah.
them shut.
It's going to take a little bit. It's going to take like a minute or so. I mean, it's going to take at least 10 minutes or so, but you can do that. Does anyone else want to do anything while he's doing that?
I will give guidance to
Okay.
Irvin.
As you start looking up, and as the whole group starts to look at this too, everyone starts to also notice this solid gold door. It's thick, it's solid. This would be, I mean, this would be enough to buy everyone houses, essentially. This is a massive amount of gold.
Feeding the Tomb of Horrors through science and logic.
Yeah.
Boy. Yeah, well we're doing this for 10 minutes, so we're kind of preoccupado.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. If no one else wants to do anything else while this is going on, we can move forward.
I wish there was a Chris, I wish there was like a statistic that whenever we get out of here, you can tell us how many traps me and Piravin disarmed. I wish there was like a way to see that.
Yeah.
So many.
It's quite a few. Yeah. All right. So as you guys go through that, it takes a little longer than you thought. It takes around 15 minutes. You're able to do this. Now you still have the trigger in place. Um, so that's the other thing that I wanted to resolve. As we're going through and resolving this, you are going to have to disarm to get across the other ones. You're going to have to disarm the pressure plates. So go ahead and I assume what you're doing is taking your time with your passive investigation to do that. So that's why I'm auto succeeding it, but that's why it took a little longer than you expected.
That's fine.
Nice.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
will assist Piravin in disarming traps while other people do whatever they want.
Okay. All right. So once you get through that in Piravin, since you've done the other one already, you were able to do this with Erastus' help. It's now disarmed. And then of course you have all these nozzles filled up anyway. What'd you guys like to do now?
I'm gonna run over to the door and stand in front of it.
Yep. Yeah, it is as you suspected. It
I
certainly
am
looks
also doing the same thing, and I look right now. If you looked in my eyes, I look like fucking Abu from Aladdin, just like staring at the
Same.
jewel, staring at that that ruby, just like eyes wide.
Yep.
And
Yep.
that was a reference.
Yeah. All right. So does everyone want to go and look at the door and everything?
Sure.
Okay.
Sure.
All right. So the door itself is nondescript except for the fact that it's appears to be made of solid gold. There's no like markings on it. There's no designs or anything. You everyone looking at it can already tell this is going to be a very heavy door if it's not locked.
Are there any
I
door
hang
handles or
back a little
latches or
bit.
anything like
There
that
is
on it?
there's two
Gre-
latches. There are
Gretna
two.
said she's hanging back.
Oh, you're gonna
I mean,
hang
not
back?
all the way back. I'm just saying, I'm yeah, I'm further.
She's
back.
abandoning
Okay.
us. Get her.
That's fine. Yeah, that's fine.
Is it a push or pull door?
It looks like you can pull it in. It does
Oddly
look like-
enough, it's a rotating door.
Yeah, about that.
We'll
fine.
offer to just use Thaumaturgy to open the doors so we can all step back and not be at the door should something happen.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay,
Step back.
Thaumaturgy is a 30
I
foot.
will step back then.
Yeah, step back about 30 feet and I can just throw them open.
Okay. All right. So everybody steps back, and all right.
Starts getting specific about our locations. I'm like, oh,
I know. He says, "All right." I was like, "Are we not
All right.
far enough?"
So you do go ahead and slam these doors open. You
I'll
won't be
go
able
behind.
to see.
I'll go around the corner too.
You won't actually be able to see anything yet. But hold on one second. Let me get this set up so when you can.
power word kill.
I like it. Oh, please no.
No, I meant backwards.
All right. So here we go. Oh, weird. Interesting. All right. Yeah, this is always fun. I can't wait till they fix this and I don't have to do this anymore. All right, sorry guys.
You're all good. I got my jambalaya.
All right, here we go. Okay. All right. So this is what you end up seeing. So You can't really see much. However, you can see that it looks like there's like stairways down. What would you guys like to do?
Um. I'm gonna look at Miracle.
Okay.
You're easily the most cautious amongst us. What do you think?
Well, we can go, since we already figured out it's safe to go to the door, we can kind of look in.
Okay. Right. I mean, if whoever does eventually look in. So the area is so it's incredibly dark in this area, first of all. And beyond the door, there's a stairway that leads down, but the way is blocked by thick webbing that fills the area from the steps to the ceiling. So this webbing fills the entire area from the steps to the ceiling, so much so that it's obscuring your view so far.
Does it look like natural webbing?
It does it does look like natural webbing at first glance, but when you get closer to it, no, they do look unnatural. You can go ahead and make an Arcana check.
Anyone else looking at
Okay.
this?
I will.
Alice is.
Oh well, good thing. Good thing you're with me. You're with me. 19.
All right. So these are webs that are the product of a spell. So there's been a spell cast in this entire room of sick webbing. You guess that even this is not a spell that you have, but you start talking to the other people and go through, and everyone starts conferring and figuring it out. And it looks like this might be just a cast of like web, which it's just basically, well, if you get caught in these things, you're going to be restrained until they can go away. It is possible to burn these kind of webs, but it's the whole room is encased in them. But if you get stuck in these, you're going to be stuck for the end of time until they're taken away. They're never going to go away, and it's going to be very hard to get out of them. It's possible, but it's very, very tough.
Miracle, you got a solution to this?
I can check real quick. Hopefully I don't get kicked out of the call while I try to check.
Yep. Oh, this also, when you were looking at this, the pseudo dragon does see that the webs are starting to like glow. All the webs are glowing, but he also sees that on beyond the glowing, there's a mace on the floor that's glowing as well.
Could you spin the camera around and pull it out a little bit?
Yeah, of course. Yep.
Sia will
Yeah.
make sure.
So it's
to
down here.
like-
It's down here somewhere. I've been obscuring it because you can't actually see the other thing inside the room that's there. There's
Oh.
more to as well, but
Okay.
there is
now
there's a mace that's down there as well. Yeah.
Does anyone have like any fire stuff?
Prestidigitation can cause sparks, but Thaumaturgy can't. I can only impact pre-existing flames.
What can I do?
So I was disconnected, but I do not have anything with fire, but I have one chance at dispel magic if you want me to try.
Do we have do we have any do we have any more candles or anything?
Oh,
I have a
fire
torch. I just don't
starter
know
and
if we can use it.
Yeah, I have fire starter and I have some torches.
I have tinderbox and torch. Yeah.
I got candles too.
Do we want to deal with the smoke situation again?
We could
Probably
shut
no.
the door.
Yeah. Well, if we throw it in there, shut the door, let it burn down, and then when it's burned down, we open the door. I'll hold my breath, and then I can like look around. Oh,
Okay.
and you know what?
Still
If it's
probably
hot
have
enough, it's gonna
ventilate.
melt the gold.
What's
That's
wrong
true.
with that?
Want me to try to dispel dispel magic it?
You can try.
Yeah.
Alright, I'm gonna cast it and then roll a d20 plus 3.
Are the door handles touching the webs?
They are. Once they are on the other side of the door. Yes.
21.
Okay. All right. So this is for dispel, right?
Yep.
You completely dispel all the webbing. It's completely dispelled.
There. Easy.
Yep.
Easy.
Yeah.
You
The
make it
whole
look
thing,
easy.
the whole thing disintegrates into nothing and goes completely away. Yep.
Where
So this is what you see. It's
you
actually
are
not
the
a.
you are the leader now.
This is not a. This is actually not a coffin. So this is a large golden couch, and there is a mace sitting right here. Yeah, it's a
Um,
large golden couch. Meaning it's modeled to look like a throne, but it's long. It's 10 feet. It's a 10-foot long throne that goes up. So the description as read is actually a couch, but
Oh,
it is thronish. And then there's a mace that's sitting right here. It's silver. It's got runes inlaid on each side of it. It's in this square here, and
oh my God, we found a CRX casting couch.
Wow.
and
I'm gonna look to the others and say, do we want to do what I did with the hammer and send the unseen servant in and grab it and we behind
Yes.
corners?
I'm not gonna rest until he springs like at least 5 traps.
yeah. Okay, so you want to send the unseen servant in?
Yep, sure. It's a ritual, so.
Sure. Okay. All right. So you do that. You send the unseen servant in. As soon as the unseen servant touches the mace, though, it's you, and you know this. It's actually dispelled. Your unseen servant has been dispelled. It's not. Doesn't take
Aw.
damage. It actually was dispelled.
Oh, interesting. I like this.
Okay. Well, it's not like last time where it set off something.
Uh, I like this.
So we actually might have to touch it ourselves.
Did Demi get it?
I don't think that would work. If it's taking out unseen servants, there's not a lot I can do more that would really beat that. I think we're gonna have to just go in. Do I notice anything weird about the room? That the webs are gone with my perception?
Yeah. So the only thing that you notice that's weird is that there's a golden throne that's shimmering. Um, and other than that, the room is completely empty. Besides this mace inside of it.
An Arcana check to kind of.
No traps.
Just
No.
no-
That doesn't seem like it's trapped any further. Yeah.
Well, I mean, just I Arcana check to see the runes on the mace and like what
Oh
the
yeah.
effects. Like, what do I think it did?
You absolutely can. It's just you have to get close. You have to get up to it. Absolutely. Yeah.
Can I get guidance from? Can I get a CO guidance, please? And I'm gonna give myself resistance.
Yep. All right.
Um,
So
what was the CO result?
I have not rolled it. Own memento.
Oh, wait.
Not that's the wrong chat. Hold on there.
Okay.
3.
All right.
Yep.
So I got a soft 20 on that Arcana check.
okay. So as you walk in here, the one thing that you notice too. So this room, this mace is definitely inlaid with radiant magic, but it doesn't actually seem like it should be that powerful. That's the only thing that you notice. But as you step into this thing too, you now see that the illusion is dropped and there's a bunch of rotted furniture, very, very old furniture as well. But on top of that, the other illusions have also dropped, and there is a giant skeletal lich looking person that is sitting on the actual stone. Um, and he looks at you. He smiles. And give me 1 second, guys. I just want
Hello-
to make sure.
What lich smiles? That's terrifying.
Wait, wouldn't the illusion have been
No.
dispelled with dispel magic?
No,
Yeah.
Only one thing is.
no.
Only
No.
one effect is
Specific,
dispelled.
yeah,
Yeah,
specifically, she
no.
dispelled the webs, not the illusion.
Yeah.
Ruh-roh.
So anyway, so the skeletal figure that resembles a lich. He, by the way, he is wearing a crown on his head. He rises from the couch, but he also without even a passive insight, he does look like he's afraid of the mace. And then a booming voice that emanates from the entire chamber. All of you can hear this. Says, "Who dares disturb the rest of Viserak? It is your death which you have found." And he goes to make an action to pick up the mace. What do you do?
Does he seem like he's scared of the mace?
Yes.
I run towards Erastus.
I pick up the mace.
Okay. Everyone go ahead and roll for initiative. As you pick up the mace, he puts up his hands in apparent terror and fear. And roll for initiative.
You get a long run.
Way to go, Amanda. Way to go.
I'm
Oh, no.
just gonna leave the call because I can't deal with the pressure. I choked under pressure apparently. Sorry. That's a nat 1 on initiative for me.
Oh,
With-
Same.
I made with the CO guidance. I made an 11.
all right.
Wait, Pervin, where are you rolling?
He's in
I
Gen
accidentally
chat.
rolled it in Gen Chat. I wasn't paying attention.
Pervin, we're just gonna be in the corner together without Badinish.
Yeah, I'm sitting there rocking back and forth, knowing we're gonna die.
Playing rock paper scissors in the meantime.
This is great.
Chris, can I get the stats on this mace, or is it just like
I know I am going to give you the stats on the mace. So the stats on the mace, the stats on the mace are this: it glows with terrible radiant energy. You are not actually sure how much damage it's doing, so don't worry about it. And it's got a plus. It's literally got a plus 20 to hit, so don't worry about rolling either. Your attacks automatically succeed on it. It's a plus 20 to hit. If you're,
My
Skip.
God.
and by the way, you know this because as you pick up this mace, you can tell that your attacks versus at least a Sarek, if it is a Sarek or whatever it is in front of you, are going to always land true. You know this.
Shuck this guy.
But if you're attacking with the mace, but hold on 1 second. Give me 1 second.
I just throw the mace away. I'm like, we have this. We don't need a handicap.
Yep. But hold on 1 second.
We can take this guy through the power of
so that-
friendship.
Yeah, so this is what you see. So it does look like a skeletal figure. He does have a crown on his head. He has a giant staff. The staff itself is just a staff of bones, and in his hand he has what looks like emanating greenish flames, like some kind of arcane energy. But hold on 1 second. He's gonna roll for initiative too.
Gage, good job on grabbing that mace. We would have all died.
Think so?
With a plus 20 to hit, that hits anyone here.
All right.
You don't think we could have taken him? Do you have no faith in us?
Alright, so
Not that much.
Who got highest?
Uh,
Oh, jeez, is that me?
yeah. I had.
I got a 14.
It
Correct.
goes. Do you want me to read it off for you, Chris?
Yeah, please. Yep.
Gretna with a 14.
Yep.
CO with a 13.
Yep.
Myself with an 11. Miracle with a 9.
Yep.
And then Pandemonium and Pirvin tied with a 4. Pirvin has a higher. No, let me see.
No, they both
they have
have a
the same. They have
plus
the same decks.
Okay, that's fine.
They both rolled nat ones. Do you want to put Mac in this fight?
Yeah, Mac's gonna be in the fight. He'll be last though. Okay. All right.
He
So
rolled
you
it. He rolled a double nat 1.
So you pick up the mace. The mace has remember the mace has a plus 20 to hit, in which case only a nat 1 will miss. So you will hit no matter what, assuming you don't get your 5% nat 1. On top of that, you have no idea how much damage it does. I will roll damage for you.
And guys, guess who just got extra attack at level 5?
Yeah.
So give me 1 second.
Blood.
This
Not
calls for
looking.
this calls for a victory, White Claw.
Yeah. By the way, so just so you know, on this side of the tomb, we are still in canon. This is all canon Tomb of Horrors for everyone. But anyway, okay. All right. So
The plus 20 mace is a Gygax original.
that's correct. All right. So all right. So
Thank
this
God.
is so Asark does get to go first. So give me 1 second. Uh all right.
Mm.
So immediately he goes to cast a spell against you. And he hurls what looks like a giant green flaming firebolt directly at Erasmus. However, the mace that Erasmus is holding um, it appears to like suck up every little bit of that magic.
Gross.
He does go to hit you. Let's see if it succeeds. All right. So, the spell looks like it hits, but you end up taking no damage. The mace absorbs everything essentially. Um, that's it for his turn in the very beginning. Go ahead, Gretna. It's on you.
Okay.
Guiding,
I'm gonna go
guiding
with,
bolt this prick.
maybe guiding bolt. Well, you got him. You got him. I'm going sacred flame.
Spell slots.
Didn't take a break. Oh
Why
hell.
doesn't it do this for me? Oh, because it's not cast. How come I can never do this right?
What is it?
Sacred
What are you
flame.
trying to do? Isn't
Oh,
that
spell. This is
Okay.
isn't Sacred Flame a cast?
So I gave him 13 points of radiant damage. I walk forward into range, which is
Yeah.
60 feet. As
Yep.
soon as I see him, and I go,
Yep.
God, you're ungodly, and I
Oh.
give him 13
Yep.
points of sacred flame damage.
Awesome. And as he takes radiant damage, you notice that he takes additional damage as well. Like you literally slam into his chest, and
Uh-huh.
his entire body shakes with radiant damage and goes through it. And he looks at you as well, Gretna. As this happens. All right. So Sio,
And
it's on you.
wait a second, I got movement.
Oh,
I moved back
oh,
around
go
the
for it.
corner.
Awesome. Yep. This way. This direction.
I'll be to the left, pretty much where I started.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. Yep. Okay. We'll put you to the left. That's fine. Yeah. Go ahead.
That's the
Sio.
right. Oh, it's okay.
No, you'll see it. It'll catch up in a
Okay.
second. Yep.
There we go.
Yep.
We are going to go when I said I know Pierre and I had said when we heard this voice booming, we were both approaching Erasmus. Is that as far as we got with our
Correct.
approach?
That's right.
Okay.
This is as far as you got. That's exactly right. Yep.
Okay. Oh. Okay. So I would like to go next to Erasmus.
Yep.
How much movement is that?
Yeah, it's only so you're looking at 5, 10, 15, 20 feet. Or 15
Okay.
feet actually to be right next to him. Yeah.
I would like to do that and then cast Dusk Lance at Asirak.
Yep.
I don't know if it likes me casting it. Yeah, it doesn't like Dusk Lance for some reason, so we're just gonna roll a d20.
Okay.
That's gonna be 10 plus 7, 17.
17 hits.
Okay, and that's 1d10 radiant damage.
Okay. Yep. So let's see.
That'll be 7 damage.
Okay. Yeah. So he definitely takes it seems like he takes more obviously with the radiant damage, but the same thing happens. You slam into him and the radiant damage seems to shock him a bit.
I would also like to run away.
Okay. Yep. Back to where you were?
As far as away as possible.
Gotcha. Yep. Perfect. All right. All right, Erasmus.
Okay.
All you have to do is roll to just make sure that you don't get a 1.
Yeah, hold on a second. I gotta. I'm just checking something,
Yeah.
which I probably should have done
Now
when it wasn't my turn.
the mace that's so close to him is glowing brightly. It looks like it's on fire with radiant damage.
Okay, so my bonus action, I'm casting a spell with my bonus action. Who
Yep.
is the next closest person? Wait, who's the next closest person
Miracle.
that he can see?
Oh, miracle, right now.
Okay,
Right now it's miracle.
Miracle's gonna get to go. So I'm gonna cast Sanctuary on Co. No, yeah, I'm gonna cast Sanctuary on Co.
Okay.
So if he
Alright.
targets her, he has to make a Wisdom saving throw or target someone else.
Okay.
And I am running in, Bimmy squawking on top of my shell, and I am whacking this guy twice
Yeah.
with this special mace.
Okay. All right. So you go through. Go ahead and roll twice.
Did you also put Sanctuary in the roll chat?
So what do I have to put Sanctuary in the roll chat?
I wanted to see the spell. I don't know.
I don't know
Sanctuary.
how to do that.
By the way, Sanctuary is a bonus action for you, right?
It is. It's a bonus action for
Yeah.
everyone.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
There you go, I gave you it.
Thank you.
So I rolled an 18 without any modifiers. I just rolled a d20 since
Yeah,
I
that's
just
fine.
I rolled an 18 and a 19 because I have
Okay.
extra attack, so I get to hit him
All right.
twice.
Yeah, so this mace slams into him both times. You actually feel like you actually feel incredibly empowered with this mace, and it sears through like his chest and where he just explodes in radiant damage. He cowers back in fear every time the mace goes to slam into him, and it does look like it's done a substantial amount of damage to him.
Still hanging around. How many times do you have to teach you this lesson, old man?
Yep. All right. All right. All right. It's your turn, Miracle.
Alright, since this is about as best I can get for damage, I'm gonna cast Ray of Frost.
Okay. Yep. Yep. Go
From
for it.
from a meta perspective, I'm not sure this is the time to be holding back spell slots.
I don't have any damage anymore. Okay. 17 to hit.
17 hits.
Alright, that's 9 cold magical damage, and also if he tries moving, his speed is reduced by 10 feet
Okay.
until the end of my
Awesome.
next turn.
Awesome.
And
All
I'm
right,
gonna
Peter.
move behind the wall to the right.
To the right? Okay. Yeah, you can. Yep. All right, Pirvin. It's your turn.
30 feet, and then
Yep.
I'll just use knives in bonus action.
Yep. Okay. Go for it.
11 to hit for the first one.
11 does not hit. Yep.
Then 9 for the second.
Yeah, unfortunately, Pirvin, so you go through and as you are running, you get too distracted by your movement and both of your knives miss.
Be right back.
Am I able to take a bonus action?
Yeah, you can take a bonus action. Yep. You actually have
21.
Go ahead. Yep. 21.
Yeah, for 5.
Okay, great. All right. Yep. So you do slice it. That's with your psychic knives or whatever.
Yeah.
Okay, great. Yeah, you do slice into him, and gather his attention. All right. All right. Macmorn's gonna go up. I will roll for Macmorn. So Macmorn's gonna go 1, 2, 3, 4.
Wait, Henri didn't. Did Henri go?
Oh, did I skip on
Yeah.
Pandemonium? I did skip you. I'm so sorry. Go ahead, Pandemonium. Yeah. Thank you for calling that out. I don't know how I skipped you. You're actually supposed to be before Pyramid. Sorry about that.
I think that he and I have the same mod, so we're interchangeable. It doesn't necessarily matter if I go
Yep.
before him.
Okay. I just had you before I'm in the initiative.
Oh,
But anyway, go ahead. Yep.
yeah. I would just get him within range and cast a vicious mockery at him.
Okay. Yep. So you can do that here. All right. Go ahead and cast.
It's a whiz save.
Oh, it's my save. That's right. Hold on. He fails. He
Okay.
fails the wisdom save.
He
Yep.
takes 4 psychic damage, and he has disadvantage on the next attack roll he makes.
Okay. All right. Awesome. All right. So I'll go ahead and do Macmorn's turn. Macmorn will get to here, and actually Macmorn will double move in. Macmorn's going to double move into there. All right, that's all he's going to do for now. All right, so Sarek, Sarek is going to try to. Erastus, are you back?
Yep.
All right.
Don't do it. Don't do it, you wrinkled fucker.
All right. So Sarek takes his staff, his bone staff in his hand, and he goes to basically slam this thing on top of you. It's a little he actually tries to do this twice against you. You're a little surprised that he's not like casting or whatever, but he takes the staff and he literally tries as hard as he can to slam it on you. So let's see if he can. First one definitely misses. The second one.
Also, if there's any magical damage on this, like necrotic or anything, will you let me know? Because I can use
I will. Yep.
absorb elements.
Yeah, I rolled a 3 and a 1. So no, in both cases he completely and utterly misses you. And that's all he can do. So Gretna, it's your turn.
I pop out of the corner.
Yep. Yep.
I peek my head around. I
Yep.
still look at him and I cast Sacred Flame again.
Cool. Yep. Yeah, go for it.
And not as good this time, unfortunately. It was 6 radiant damage. And I peek around, go back around the corner.
Okay. All right. Okay, so it's your
I'm
turn.
dying over here.
How bad is he looking?
He looks from Erastus's hits, he looks decently bad. He's not in great shape.
Bloodied? Can I
Yeah,
tell?
it does look like he could be, yep.
He could be bloodied. Oh,
Yes, I
man.
will say I have to go in 10 minutes.
Okay. Yep, thanks.
This is not a good time.
Heck.
I don't really do much unless every now and then someone wants to roll the Ray of Frost information when it's my turn.
Big yoink. Big yoink. Heck. Okay. Where. If I see. Heck. If I see, that Purvin or Erastus goes down.
Yep.
I would like to. Actually, I take it back. If a Sirak ends up trying to level a shot against me, I would
Yep.
like to hold action Dusk Glance.
Sure. And Sio, as you're doing this, the dragon telepathically communicates to you that the entire room is one giant blinding amount of like he can't even see anything. He's blind. Yeah. Can't see anything. But all right. So you go ahead and do that. Go ahead. Is it to cast?
I was gonna hold action, but yeah, it would be roll to hit.
Okay.
Yeah,
If he
'cause-
attacks.
Yeah, if
Yep.
he attacks me, I'm going to cast Dusk Glance, but for the meantime, I'll hold that action. Can I use a free action to relay that information that
Yeah.
the room
Of course.
laced
Yeah, of
with
course.
magic?
Of course.
He would also hear that.
Yeah, of course. Yep.
No, that would be my action. Wait.
Yep.
Nope. I will just have to say it out loud. I can't
Okay.
really risk dramaturgy.
Yeah, that's fine. Yep. So that's fine. So everyone hears her. All right, Terrasus.
Can I move into that room? I can't
Oh, absolutely. Yeah,
go
yeah. Yeah,
where
you
I am.
can. Do you want
Okay.
to do you want to move do you want to move your full action forward into the room? Like your full movement that you have left?
Yeah, if I could get up to that first step, that would be
Like
splendid.
right next to Pyramid? Or just
Uh,
behind him?
behind him at a diagonal.
Okay. Yeah, that works. All right, you'll see
Yeah.
him when he pushes up. Okay, perfect. All right. So, all right, Erasmus, your turn.
Just want to do. I want to reason with him. Just kidding. I'm gonna whack him twice more.
Okay. All right, cool. All
Good.
right. So Erasmus, let's go ahead and roll just to make sure you don't get one.
Natural 20.
All right.
Very nice.
So on both,
Natural
what's your
20,
second roll?
natural 20, and an
Yeah.
11. And for my bonus action,
All right.
I'm going to I get my two-handed my offhand attack. I'm going to crackle the thunder gauntlets and punch him in the face.
Well, so this is what happens on the first natural choice. So when you roll a natural 20, the mace lets out its full strength right on Acerak, bashing him into what looks like a million pieces. And at that point, everything around him starts to wither into dust and other things. It looks like he's starting to decay. But at the moment, when he starts to decay, the room starts to shake. Stones begin to slightly start to like tremor. When that happens, by the way, he does let out what sounds like a distant scream. And as this is happening, slowly but surely, the rumblings, the tremors, the grinding noises start to increase. 10, 9.
I run out
out
of the
of
room
the
trying to
room.
take one of the door handles, and I
Yeah,
go
me
as far
too.
away as I can.
I'm out the room. I run out the
4,
room. I grab CO
3,
and I run out the room.
Yeah, we
And
run.
then hop in my
1.
shell.
Okay, so everybody tries to run out of the room. You guys start to see that the ceiling has started to collapse. This entire area starts to collapse. And as you start to go through and out here and start looking, it looks like more of the tomb is starting to collapse now that Acerik is dead. What would you like to do
We
next?
gotta get the pendant. We gotta get out of here. Get the pendant. Get out.
All right, so you guys do start to run. So you were able to make it outside of the room. Everything starts to collapse in. You start to make it uh, out to here. The only thing, Erasmus, you start to notice that with your passive perception, you start to notice that as everything is starting to collapse, um, at the corner of your eye, you actually see that something hits Miracle and she doesn't react to it.
Yeah.
Like a
Like
piece of stone hits Miracle. She doesn't see it. You see it. She makes no reaction.
and it does what? Like bounces off of her?
No, it does nothing to her.
No, like so the wait, does it enter her body or does it like?
It looks like it goes through her. It looks like it goes through her. Yeah.
I don't have time to deal with this. And I just keep running.
Yep. Okay.
Yeah.
So,
Who has the bag of holding?
yep. Where would you guys like to run now that the tomb is? Everything is pointing to the fact that the tomb is collapsing. So where would you like to go?
We could just
This
do it
man
right
said
here. We just need to do
Yep.
the pen.
Yeah. As I think we should run as far as we can
Yep.
if
Keep going.
where the tremors don't feel that bad, and
Sure.
we gotta find the pin and activate it and get the fuck out.
Okay. Yep. And so you guys get to around here and it looks like everything has stopped. Like the rubble still is going through. Like there's still a giant amount of rubble here. There's rubble on this side. Things are still shaking, but there's no like rubble. You can feel that it physically feels like things are shaking, but no more rubble on this side. Um, But you don't know. I mean, this could also be a delayed section of the tomb coming out. You do notice, though, that now in this room, there's actually stairs that go up. There's stairs that go up here, so you can actually get out if you wanted to.
I say we go to the right.
I agree.
Yeah, while we're standing there making a decision, Sio's going to throw her hand into the bag of holding and pull out the pendant, ready to use it whenever the group determines it's best.
Real quick, Chris.
Yes.
I want to look. I forgot I had this. When I saw her get hit with that stone, I cast see invisibility and look behind me.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, you don't see any invisible creatures or anything like that.
Well,
Yep.
it's up for an hour, so.
Yep. Yeah, but right now you don't see any invisible
Right.
creatures or anything like that at all. Yeah.
I got hit
Yep.
by a stone. Didn't
So,
seem to
however,
Did- wait,
Sio,
did-
every
she-
single
did she-
piece
That
of the
bone.
rubble. So, Sio, every single piece of the rubble to the Suedo dragon glows bright, like it's magic. Every little piece of that
Did-
rubble. The Suedo
and
dragon's
she
glow.
didn't. She didn't seem to realize she got hit by this stone that
That's
seemed
right.
to go inside of her body.
It went right through her. Yeah, she didn't seem to see anything at all. I feel anything at all. Yeah.
Like it went through her and came out the other side.
Yeah, it landed. It landed and went through her. Yeah.
Okay. Well, I have seen visibility for no reason now, because I thought it did not come out the other side.
No,
I thought you were saying
I mean, it's hard to say for sure because it just disappeared. You don't exactly know, but it seems to have gone through her. Yep. Go
There's
ahead.
a risk that this might just be an illusion of it falling apart.
That's what I would do if I was protecting something very special.
Wait a second. I want to look closely at this shit that's falling around.
Yeah, go for it. Do an investigation check.
I have a passive 21, so it's going to be
Yeah,
at
that's
least
right.
that.
It's so as you start to actually investigate this, at first it almost feels solid. It's completely an illusion, and as that happens, you hear a huge booming amount of laughter throughout the entire tomb. It sounds maniacal and awful, slightly terrifying, and it is laughing hysterically.
Rosrak is laughing at us. That we got
I thought
scared
it
at
was-
his illusion.
I thought it was too easy.
I don't find this funny.
It's a little
Good
funny.
joke. Good joke. All right, is that
Slaps
Susan's door
me.
out though? Is that
That's
Susan's
it.
door out?
Well, and we'll end it there. But yep. Also, on top of this, you cannot drop the mace. You realize at this moment, it's stuck to your hands.
That's fine. It's a badass mace.
For now.
Alright.
I have a mace of ass kicking.
Yep.
Can I do one thing real quick?
You could try. Well, you could try to like attune. So this is a magic item you haven't attuned to. If it is a magic item and all that stuff, just keep that in mind. On top of that, you haven't identified it or anything either. Oh,
What I want-
also, Cio, if you do show it to the dragon, it does not appear to be glowing at all.
What I want to do is before it comes out, I want to pull out Replier and be like, "Have you ever seen this before?"
The sword telepathically speaks to you and says, "Never." As a matter of fact, it said, "What did I miss?" It knows inherently it missed a fight, so it's kind of pissed. But yeah.
Yeah, but I think we fought an illusion. You wouldn't have gotten any satisfaction out of it. It would have honestly just been embarrassing to swing you through something that wasn't there.
So here's the other thing that you know. In illusions, there definitely was a physical thing that you were hitting, for sure, 100%. That part was not an illusion. You know this inherently because you kind of know how illusions work through your school of magic anyway. That part was not an illusion. Whether it was a Sarek or not, you have to go back and whatever. But it was a solid object you were hitting.
Okay, well, we didn't run out. He didn't scare us away, so that was good.
But no, I'm very happy you guys are getting into this part. This is by the way, if we ever do figure out what's going on, this is all canon in Tomb of Horrors. This is the best thing that Gygax wrote, in my opinion. So, but yeah.
Yo, no, I remember this part now because it's like a fake victory.
Yeah.
All right, and
That is
we're
right.
level 6.
Not yet, unfortunately, because since you're already saying that the thing that you fought is not even worth the XP, unfortunately. But But yeah, a couple other encounters and you will be level 6. So because the next couple of encounters are hard, but yeah.
Because
For-
we
I'll-
kill a
I'll-
Sirac.
yeah. It's actually it's beautifully written. So once you guys actually figure it out, it's worth investigating. I'll just put it that way. How Aseric pulls this off, does this, everything. It's very cool. So, but yeah. All right, cool guys. And sorry I was late.
Okay.
Very sorry I was late.
It's okay.
And yeah, we'll pick up right after right where we left off next time. So.
Okay, sounds good. Okay, good night,
Alright.
everybody.
Bye.
Right.
Night, everyone.
Yep.
Ta
See you later.
ta.
Night.
So, Chris. Chris, are you still there?
Sorry, Henri, I couldn't hear you. What was that?
Not a problem. Did you just like give up on trying to tell everybody that they couldn't use their level